Hello, thank you for joining me today on today's Dream Talk. Today, as I said in the previous video, that today's topic is going to be about having dreams and making art from the dreams. I have one piece in particular that I have to share, and it's just a piece that I am not completely done with. I'm still working on it. I'll tell you the dream first before I show you the drawing or painting. It's going to be mixed media, so there's drawing and painting involved. In the beginning of the dream, I am standing at the, outside my front door. The door is open and I'm looking inside. And when I look inside of the house looks like it does now, like the house I'm living in currently. The only thing that's different is that the placement of the couch is in a different direction. Instead of by the window, it's by the window, but it's like it's reversed. Like the window is more near the kitchen than it is over by the inside of the living room, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I mean, that's how dreams are. How can you grasp every single detail and put it into a piece of artwork? So anyway, on the couch I noticed there was a snail, and it was huge. It was gigantic. I mean, not like your average snail that I see around here, a little tiny thing this big. It was huge, man. It was very huge, and it was glittery and just like what you would term as magical, and just it's just sitting there on the, what would you call it, the armrest of the couch. And so I was kind of amazed and dazzled by that when I was looking at it. And then what I noticed was after I took my attention away from the dazzling snail, I saw these snakes. And I'm trying to remember the exact color of them, because you know how when you haven't had when you don't have recall of that dream completely, and you've only written it down, so it's hard to remember the exactness of everything. But I don't know, I think the snakes were kind of like black and green. But anyway, they were huge, and they were like boa constrictor type of snakes. And as I was looking at them, I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Oh my God, there's snakes in the house. And then all of a sudden, one of the snakes went into the ground halfway, and the other one went on the other side into the ground halfway. So it was like a surrealist painting. The surrealists, if you don't look them up. Well, I mean, the famous surrealist is Rene Magritte, and another one that I really like is, of course, Frida Kahlo. A lot of their images appear to be dreamlike. Okay, so anyway, with this dream, it was like that. It was like a surrealist painting, piece of art. I wasn't sure what that was about, with the snakes and the snails, and in the snail. Then that next thing I knew, a friend of mine, grabbed me by the hand, and then we were transported to an area where it seemed like it was some sort of street party going on, neighborhood party. There's all kinds of stuff going on, people sitting around just looking at people and taking things in like people do at festivals. And but for some reason I felt really uncomfortable in this area, in this situation. I felt like it felt like a lot of crime is gonna occur or whatever. So then at that moment I was thinking of that, and my friend that kind of transported me there by holding my hand, I'd let go of her hand, and I'm like, I just really want to be back home. Next thing you know, I transported myself back home. My son was standing right next to me at the time, which was kind of unusual to me because he wasn't there before. And then I went back to my house at the front door, and the door was open again, just like in the beginning of the dream. And what happened was I looked inside, and I saw the snakes halfway in, halfway out, like they were before. And then I looked over to the couch, the armrest of the couch where that one snail was. And then I saw another snail behind that one snail, and I'm like, oh, you guys are so beautiful. And I was looking at them. They were both glittery and all that. And then the next thing you know, like how snails are when snails mate, I mean, it's not the prettiest thing. I mean, it's not even really that the prettiest thing when when humans mate, adult humans mate. But I mean, there's these two snails and they started mating, and there was like all this snail slime, but the slime was like glittery and like, just shining and sparkling, and their eyes were just kind of like zombie-ish looking. Well, I mean, what people would see as zombie-ish, because they were like kind of like, there was no eyes, there were eyelids but no eyes, and the little antennae curling up on top of the hat. That was a weird dream for sure, huh? Here's a piece of artwork that I did. I'm still working on it, like I said. I want to add the snakes in it, but this is it right now, what I can really get. See the two snails here? What I plan on doing is getting some like glitter paint so I can just put the glittery effect on it. This does it no justice, the dream image. But I got it down, I put it into like an actual piece of art image. That way I could come back to it, which I plan on doing because there's so much more to this piece. And add more to it as I feel inspired to do so. I don't have all of what I want material-wise to create, as close as I can get to the dream image. So, yeah, that was a very strange dream, and I'm sure you guys have had very strange dreams too. Maybe not exactly like that, but dreams that I was embarrassed to share this dream. I thought, well, this is very weird, but I shared it anyway nonetheless, just to show that I have strange dreams too, and they're abstract at some times, they're surreal a lot of times. I think it's just a combination of different things that my mind takes in during the day. It can be also futuristic things coming into play. I'm not saying these gigantic larger than life snails exist, but I'm just saying that a lot of times when I have surrealist dreams, that's what it's about. It's like bits and pieces of things within the world that I take in. And I do think some of it is precognitive, some of it is like symbolic. It just like it's a combination of all the things that are going on in the world and my personal stuff too, added into it with the dream sometimes. But yeah, that's really interesting to try and convey what you've dreamt of into artwork, because I think that the dreams are not just like random, and the symbols that we get in our dreams aren't always going to be in a dream book, to the T and figuring it out. I think that's when we have to rely on our intuition. And that's when we have to we could even ask ourselves before we not before we lay down, but yeah, you could. If you meditate at night before you go to sleep, when you're doing your meditation, you can ask for assistance and guidance as to whether or not, this dream has any relevance to my life's path. You can ask questions like that to yourself. You don't have to even meditate before you go to bed. You could even just lay down in bed and just say to yourself, I'd like to know what such and such dream was about. I'd like to have a dream about whatever. I'm not saying it instantly manifests within that night, but if you did it consistently, then you would your subconscious would be able to tell you, your higher self would be able to tell you exactly why you're dreaming these things. That's only if you want to find out, because some dreams, they can be so intense that it's hard to want to learn more about them because it's uncomfortable. But don't worry, that dream will come back again, probably in some other way. That's happened to me, when I try to avoid certain issues within dreams, messages that are yelling out at me and telling me what to do. at that time I'm probably not ready for that message. So it'll repeat itself. So yeah, I hope that helps a lot, guys. I want to share also too, tell you about how I did have a dream where one of my pieces of art was in the dream, and that's a dream I'll save for next week. And next week's dream that I'm going to talk about, and the topic is about having dreams about taking what they're called psychedelic substances. Yeah, I'm not saying that a dream is a substitute for trying it. I'm just saying the dream happened. I don't know why, but the dream happened, and I will share more about that with you next week. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos. I really appreciate it. And if there's anything that you have questions about regarding dreams, feel free to ask me. I am not I don't know everything there is about dreams and dream interpretation. So you can also search out other resources and other references, to help you out along the way. I just hope that what I provide you with helps you, to want to search out for more, and really get to the bottom of what your dream means to you. All right, thank you so much, and take care.